And for more on China's fight against pollution, earlier we spoke with Scott Moore. He's an International Affairs Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. We started our conversation talking about the iron hand of punishment businesses may face.
The main thing I think that companies can expect is just more and higher fines to be levied for infractions against China's pollution regulations.
As you know, China and the U.S. agreed to these groundbreaking anti-pollution measures late last year. What role do you see the governing body, the NPC and the CPCC, having in the finalizing of this?
Well, these bodies can play an important role in giving credibility and support to those measures, but ultimately it's going to be left up to the government agencies, the Ministry of Environmental Protection, and especially local officials to really give those regulations teeth.
It's going to be a hard call to enforce this.
Absolutely. It will require a lot of attention by political leaders from the top down. And as I said, the most important thing will be those local officials really implementing these regulations on the ground.
This year, the NPC and the CPCC, part of their focus is dealing with the ever-growing pollution issue. And a lot of this centers around industrialization, as we know. How do you balance the two? Because you're trying to grow, but yet industry is what's polluting.
Absolutely. Well, Chinese leaders have for some time now been talking about trying to shift China's economic structure to kind of higher value added industries that are generally thought to be less pollution intensive. And so that's, I think, a good way to think about how China is going to try to thread this needle of improving and increasing its economic growth while producing less pollution and being gentler on the environment.
Coal is the source of a lot of this. It's what fuels China. How do the officials there maintain their energy needs while also moving to greener technology and also, realizing that they've got to impose these fines and they've got to be tough on people at the same time?
Absolutely. Well, here in the United States, we often talk about kind of an all-of-the-above energy policy, and I think that that's certainly the course that China is taking. Lots of growth in renewable energy technologies, hydropower, nuclear. So China is pursuing all of those technologies to try to ensure it has enough energy, but to lower the implications for climate change of that growth in energy production.
I know you're not a studied environmentalist, but how long do you think it will be before they can see a real difference?
Well, it really depends. I mean, the biggest, most immediate issue, obviously, is air pollution. And that actually is something that you can see improvement in a fairly short amount of time, on the order of a couple of years, once you get sort of implementation of regulations. Other issues will take a lot longer. Soil pollution is probably the worst, and that's a matter of decades that you're looking at to really clean things up.
Alrighty, Scott Moore, International Affairs Fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations. We appreciate your time and your insight into all of this.
Thank you.